The landscape of the UFC is shifting faster than ever before. We are diving into a major update on the evolving bond between former rivals Jose Aldo and Conor McGregor. Once defined by intense animosity, Jose Aldo now speaks of a complete transformation in their relationship, revealing that they trade messages and share genuine goodwill today. It is a stunning turnaround from their historic 2015 championship bout, and we have the full story on how their connection has moved into a new era.
Your brand new iPhone deserves the best protection, and the Ilia 3-pack screen protector plus 3-pack camera lens protector has you covered. Don't take risks with your iPhone. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
But not everyone is extending an olive branch in the lead-up to the return of the sport's biggest superstar. Dustin Poirier has officially reignited the tension, bluntly stating he hopes for the worst for Conor McGregor when he finally steps back into the Octagon. Despite their past trilogy and a brief moment of respect, the bad blood between Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor is clearly still boiling beneath the surface as the world waits for the Irishman's next move. We are also breaking down the strategic outlook on a potential blockbuster rematch that has fans talking. Ilia Topuria is weighing in on how a Conor McGregor and Max Holloway clash might play out years after their first meeting, with Ilia Topuria highlighting the legendary unpredictability of Conor McGregor and the strategic evolution of Max Holloway. We are looking at whether a 2026 showdown between these two icons would actually live up to the massive hype. Finally, we are tackling the harsh reality of returning from a career-altering injury with insights from former champion Chris Weidman. Chris Weidman knows exactly what it takes to recover from a traumatic leg break and warns that the mental hurdles are just as dangerous as the physical ones for Conor McGregor. Will this long-awaited comeback solidify his legacy or change his fighting style forever? Stay updated on every twist in the cage by hitting the subscribe button and turning on notifications right now. Ever wonder what happens when the dust settles on one of the greatest rivalries in sports history? We all remember that freezing December night in 2015 when 13 seconds changed the featherweight landscape forever, turning Jose Aldo and Conor McGregor into bitter enemies. But today, the story is completely different. In a recent chat, the legendary Jose Aldo revealed that the toxic animosity of the past has been replaced by genuine, mutual respect. It is honestly refreshing to hear, isn't it? Aldo even shared that they exchange messages, noting that he recently reached out to congratulate Conor on his personal, faith-based journey. It is a massive pivot from the fire and brimstone we witnessed nearly a decade ago, showing that even the fiercest competitors can eventually find common ground. Aldo isn't just dwelling on the past, though. He is looking at the future of the sport, weighing in on a potential McGregor versus Holloway showdown. He sees it as a brilliant stylistic clash and a massive opportunity for Conor to plant his flag back on top. Aldo himself is gearing up for his own appearance on the same card, proving that while their paths once collided violently, they have both found their own ways to keep moving forward. What do you think? Could this newfound maturity actually help McGregor in the Octagon? Drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts. At the end of the day, it is a reminder that in the fight game, your biggest rival is often just the man who forces you to become the best version of yourself. What happens when the smoke clears but the fire refuses to die? We are talking about the cold, enduring rivalry between Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor, a feud that just got a fresh dose of gasoline. During a recent podcast appearance, while others were busy offering polite well wishes for Conor's inevitable return to the Octagon, Poirier didn't hold back. When asked if he hopes to see the Irishman succeed, he smirked and dropped a blunt, "Not me, I hope the worst for him." Now sure, he walked it back with a quick, "I'm just kidding." But let's be real. In the fight game, those are the jokes that carry a whole lot of truth. This beef has been simmering since 2014, spanning 3 high-stakes bouts, a brutal leg break, and endless social media warfare. Even a rare moment of civility, when Conor reached out regarding Dustin's family, wasn't enough to bury the hatchet. It's been years since that chilling night at UFC 264, where the rivalry effectively hit pause due to injury. And while Dana White is dangling the carrot of a 2026 return for McGregor, we are still waiting for a name and a date. Does Poirier's jab suggest he is angling for a 4th fight, Or is this just the lingering frustration of a man who knows exactly who he is dealing with? I want to know what you think. Is this rivalry officially ancient history, or is the tension still thick enough to cut with a knife? Drop a comment below, and if you live for the drama of the Octagon, make sure to join our WhatsApp group for instant updates. You don't want to miss when this story finally boils over. After all, in MMA, just because the cage door is locked doesn't mean the animosity ends there. Is Conor McGregor truly the ghost of combat sports past, or is he just one highlight reel knockout away from reclaiming his throne? Welcome back, fight fans. Today we are diving into the wild rumors surrounding the Irishman's potential return to the Octagon, and honestly, the landscape is looking more chaotic than ever. While we are all gearing up for Ilia Topuria to face Justin Gaethje at UFC Freedom 250, the real conversation is happening behind the scenes. Reports from Ariel Helwani suggest that the UFC might be saving McGregor for a massive stage. UFC 329, the 2026 International Fight Week. It makes financial sense when you think about it. The UFC is dumping a massive $60 million into their White House event, so they need a separate, massive pay-per-view anchor to balance the books. And who better to fill that role than the biggest name in the game? But here is where it gets spicy. The talk of a rematch with Max Holloway. We are talking about a rivalry over a decade in the making. Max is down for it, even suggesting a move up to welterweight to make the scrap happen. But when Ilia Topuria was asked about how a 2026 version of that fight might look, he gave us the most honest take imaginable. He basically pointed at McGregor's loss to Nate Diaz and shrugged, reminding us that with Conor, logic rarely applies. One day he looks like a god, the next, he is getting submitted. That is the McGregor enigma. It is that same unpredictable spark that defined his career, from that legendary 13-second knockout of Jose Aldo to the ACL-tearing war he had with Holloway back in 2013. Speaking of Topuria, he did not shut the door on a future money fight with McGregor either. He is keeping his options open, provided Conor actually finds a way to win when he returns. But for now, Topuria's focus is locked on Gaethje, and McGregor remains a massive, 5-year question mark looming over the sport. It has been a long road since that doctor stoppage against Poirier at UFC 264, and the fan base is starving for answers. Do you think Conor still has the magic left to beat a killer like Max Holloway, or has the game simply passed him by? Drop your predictions in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for the latest deep dives into the world of MMA. Let's see if the king can truly reclaim his crown, or if he is just a legend living on borrowed time. Can the biggest star in MMA history truly reclaim his throne, or are we witnessing the inevitable sunset of a legend? The combat sports world is buzzing as reports solidify. Conor McGregor is expected to headline International Fight Week this July in Las Vegas. But this isn't just a comeback. It's a gamble against time and trauma. We are talking about a 5-year gap since that chilling night at UFC 264, where his leg gave way against Dustin Poirier. To put that in perspective, in the fast-moving world of the Octagon, 5 years isn't just a hiatus, it's an eternity. Former champion Chris Weidman knows this struggle better than anyone. He suffered a similar catastrophic leg fracture just months before McGregor and eventually retired after realizing that the mental block is just as heavy as the physical pain. Weidman shared a haunting truth. He could train, but in the heat of a real fight, his body simply refused to throw that kick back. It's that primal instinct being short-circuited by past trauma. We saw the same shift in the legendary Anderson Silva, who had to abandon his fluid, unpredictable style to become a more stationary fighter after his own recovery. If we look at McGregor's evolution, he has already moved away from the bouncy, karate-based movement that made him a double champ, settling into a heavier, flat-footed boxing stance. This injury might just finalize that transformation, potentially making him a more static target for a new generation of hungrier, faster fighters. Between an 18-month anti-doping suspension and the dreaded specter of ring rust, the odds are stacked against him. Can McGregor adapt his game to survive this new era, or will the physical toll of his injury and the passage of time prove too much to overcome? I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let me know if you think the Notorious still has one last masterclass left in the tank. If you enjoyed this breakdown, Hit that subscribe button for the latest in combat sports and keep checking boxing news. Com for all the breaking updates. Ultimately, we have to wonder, is the Conor McGregor of 2026 hunting for glory or just chasing a ghost of his former self?